Hey guys, thanks for visiting Extreme Health Radio, where we have weekly radio shows designed to empower you to take back control of your health and life. This audio blog is brought to you by Vitamix Blenders, where, in my opinion, the creativity in the kitchen is endless. You can make soups, juices, sauces, smoothies, ice cream. It's pretty much my favorite thing. I use it 3 times a day. I know Justin does as well, and we just absolutely love it. If you're interested in saving $30, you can go through our link at extremehealthradio.com/Vitamix, and it's also in our store if you'd like to check that out. All right, let's get going to the article. This audio blog is titled, The Incredible Things That Have Happened to Me Since I Started Listening to My Intuition. Feel Good Project Day 4 started out very synchronistic and continued to be so throughout the rest of the day today. I woke up early and was feeling so great about starting my day with a sauna session and took Maggie for a walk before our interview for Extreme Health Radio. Funny how it hit me since I was changing to enter the sauna, but I started feeling this sense of guilt kind of wash over me about my self-care routine every morning. Out of nowhere, it seemed, I was questioning myself about whether I did too much self-care and if I should be so deserving of my time alone when most people at this time were busy rushing to get the kids to school or sitting in rush hour traffic or, just doing a myriad of other things while here I was taking care of myself. My heart literally felt like in sync, as my time alone in the mornings is something I hold very sacred, and I felt darkness begin to sneak in and cast its ugly shadow on this. It's something lately that's been brought to my attention from author and speaker Caroline Myss, who I have admired so much, and especially since she spoke at last year and this year's World Hay House Summit. Caroline speaks about archetypes in her latest book, and last week I decided to take her online test to help myself identify with my 3 strongest archetypal patterns, so I might have a better shot at understanding myself, especially as I'm always on the path to self-discovery. Justin and I talked a lot about this on our last Free for All Friday show as well. And of course, mine came up, the main archetype, as caregiver. It proved to be the strongest for me, and that is no surprise to people who know me well, including myself. I was pretty sure that's what it was going to be before I even took the test. And one of the pitfalls or major challenges with this particular role is often the constant battle of letting ourselves be fully immersed in our self-care without feeling the guilt of doing so. Can I hear an amen? I know I am not alone in this. The guilt of self-care, though, just leaves me feeling super frustrated, and knowing this, I'm so determined to work through it. And this morning, I just stepped into the sauna anyway, grabbed my iPod that Justin had been listening to the night before, and he leaves it on when he sleeps, so it's just randomly playing throughout the night. So I picked it up, turned it on exactly where it was on, and I just planned on changing it over to something that was inspiring to me, regardless of what where it had been that morning. However, when I looked down to see exactly what was playing at this random time in the playlist, it was in the middle of a Hay House interview with Heather Dane. And can you guess what the title of her message was? You got it. It was Your Best Health Starts Here. Why Putting Yourself First Matters. And as you can imagine, my jaw completely dropped and then a giant smile spread across my face. It felt truly like God was just loving me. So one of the co-authors of Heather's new book introduced her, and this line stuck out to me in her intro she was giving Heather. She says, Heather believes that there is no such thing as an incurable illness. There is only an invitation to come back to loving yourself. I felt a huge sigh of relief, and for the next 35 minutes in the sauna, it proved to be the best part of the day, where in this interview, Heather seemed to literally be directly talking to me, addressing many of the very specific ailments and digestive challenges that I've been struggling with. Many of the things she spoke about in this hour were things that I had done my own research on prior to and come to many of my own conclusions about, yet I really felt like I needed a reminder as kind of a kick in the pants to reassess and revisit some areas of my diet and lifestyle that I might have become a little too comfortable with lately. A major theme of her talk seemed to revolve around the issue of methylation, out of all things, as this is something that I have personally struggled with for the past few months and have had to let certain foods go, and I've also let certain foods slip back in that I believe are not helping my case, as my digestion continues to be pretty up and down roller coaster these days. And I walked away with the reminder that although I only seem to put healthy, whole, nutritious, and living foods into my body these days, that even certain, quote, healthy foods might be a bad combo for certain conditions such as methylation. Last March, when I was driving home from the hospital in the middle of the night from meeting my new niece, Eleanor, I was driving along and I just got this hit that said, "Give up chocolate." And I said, "Excuse me? You want me to give up my lovely, raw, healthy, expensive, delicious, scrumptious cacao products that I look forward to every day as I highlight?" And the voice said, "Yes, give even that up." And so I did for about a month. And guess what? I did indeed feel a ton better, as later in my research, I learned that chocolate of any kind, raw and healthy, even all kinds of raw, amazing chocolates, still can cause issues for people with methylation challenges. Very slowly, however, I have let some slip back in. And while I complain that nothing in my diet has changed recently, so why do I feel so crappy some days versus others, I have to remember that I am getting in my own way and slowing the progress. Today's very valuable lesson for me was to listen to my body, stop trying to trick it, and to be patient with this process. And I have to remember that it took me many, many years to get to this point, so I need to expect it to take a while in order to get out of it, pull myself out of it, and get healed. The other message I got today was basically, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear theme, as I'm sure you've all heard before. And I really do feel like I'm ready, and the teachers are starting to appear out of nowhere. I am truly getting a kick out of the ways that God seems to be communicating with me lately. It feels so personal, and I feel so loved. Feeling good actually came easier to me today than it has in the last few weeks, for which I am most humbled and grateful. And even though my body is feeling about the same as yesterday, my spirit is lighter and my hopes are way higher. Today's feel-good moment of the day was seeing the help I truly need, come my way today in the form of podcasts, emails, text, and offers to help in assisting me get back along the road to health. So please share below on the blog your feel-good moment of the day and what that was, as I would love to hear about it. If you like this information, please help Justin and I out by subscribing and leaving us a 5-star review on iTunes. Just search for Extreme Health Radio, all one word. Justin and I have a ton of radio shows filled with authors, scientists, doctors, amazing people teaching you cutting-edge material and healing protocols that one day just might help save your or a loved one's life. Also, don't forget to grab our free gift to you by going to extremehealthradio.com/subscribe and join thousands of other